John Lennon, a founding member of the Beatles, was, and still is, considered a legend in the world of music. His talents, along with those of his fellow bandmates, earned him great acclaim around the world. Depending on who you ask, his efforts led the Beatles to their success, and the group would go down in history as one of the best musicians out there. However, as time would tell you, all good things must come to an end, and the band itself was no different. That said, Lennon would continue to work in the music industry as a solo act, and fairly quickly made a name for himself. His popularity would only increase as time went by. He had many fans, a lot of intense ones too, though I suppose that is the baggage of being a celebrity. Unfortunately, along with immense groups of adoring fans, comes the, well, haters for lack of a better word. One such individual was Mark Chapman. On December 8th, 1980, he did the unthinkable. He shot the adored musician. Upon his arrest, and as news of the story spread, many began to ask why Chapman would do such a thing. His answer? Quote, "Because he was famous, and I wanted attention." End quote. This case is definitely a tragic one, especially to everyone whose hearts were touched by Lennon's music. Most would say that, on that day, the world stood silent. This case, however, wasn't the first, or the last time where some crazed fan, or social outcast, killed, or attempted to kill, a celebrity out of pure jealousy, out of pure envy for something they didn't have. Fame. It happened several times since then, but one that hit closer to home was the attempted murder of Jason David Frank, the green mighty morphin Power Ranger. Jason David Frank, for pretty much the entirety of his career, has been known for two things: his ability to kick your ass, and his significant role in the Power Ranger series, as Tommy Oliver. Speaking of the latter, Frank has been with the series since its early beginnings. Power Rangers, created by Saban Entertainment, was an English adaptation of a live-action children's show in Japan, an adaptation of the Super Sentai series. The show, which spliced together scenes from the original and new ones filmed for an English-speaking audience, was a great success, and Frank has since then grown a large following because of it. Originally starting as the Green Ranger, he would later adopt new suits of different colors, white, red, and even black, and he would show up in future seasons several times. Fans have since then grown to love Tommy Oliver, and of course the actor behind him, Jason David Frank. Most even agree that Tommy Oliver is the best character in the series, with the best character arc to date. And not to sound like a broken record or anything, but Frank's portrayal of Tommy Oliver, a ranger of many colors, earned the actor a huge following, yours truly included. Many fans adore the man, and his well-mannered nature seemingly attracted more followers, more fans. Though it would seem that not everyone is a fan of Frank's work, much less Frank himself, evident by the fact that someone tried to kill the guy. In May 2017, Frank was preparing to head to Phoenix Comic-Con, unaware that someone had been plotting to kill him on the day of the event. Matthew Sterling, an unwell individual, posted on social media, "Kill Jason David Frank," on the day of Frank's attendance at Phoenix Comic-Con. Sterling had every single intention to kill Frank, and potentially kill anyone else who remotely got in his way. Thankfully, police were immediately alerted to Sterling's plan, and promptly arrested him. On him, they found a loaded shotgun, 3 loaded handguns, a combat knife, pepper spray, and interestingly enough, throwing stars. Though it doesn't need to be said, police claimed he was heavily armed, and they also found that he had the intention to not only harm the actor, but police as well. Once arrested, it wouldn't take long for Sterling's case to go to trial, where he pled guilty. After being notified of what had happened, Frank was left shaken, understandably so. He would later comment, quote, "Wow, this is the guy who came to kill me." just seeing new footage and how easy it is to get into these comic conventions, well, I've already forgiven him. Do I want him to serve jail time and get mental help? Absolutely." End quote. Despite not being harmed in any way, this news led Frank to err on the side of caution whenever attending fan events. In the end, I suppose we can find comfort in the fact that the police were able to interfere with the preemptive attack, and thankfully, Jason David Frank is still alive today.